how to stop the suffering and pain for their loved ones and relatives, and even for the whole world. Yes, very often, many people are disturbed by a wide variety of unrest and even suffering for their loved ones and relatives, and someone has a heartache for their city, for their country, for the whole world, when it is bad and difficult for someone. But any suffering, anxiety, this is very low energy, distrust of God. It is uncomfortable to live in it both for you and those around you. At first glance it seems that you are such a sensitive and bright person that your heart aches just for everyone, since you want happiness, health, an easy way for your near and dear ones, dream of peace and harmony throughout the earth, strive for the well-being of all living beings. But after all, wishes of the world and all around bright energies, happiness, joy, kindness, health, brotherhood, love. The heart does not hurt, there is no suffering and pain inside. This is a high and light energy that only raises, and does not lower down. She wants not only to live, but to fly on the earth. But many people have confused within themselves what is light, and what is darkness, the illusion of ego. In fact, when you suffer and worry about others, you radiate darkness. I see that on the thin plane it looks as if an ink stain was born inside you and it grows. You are poisoning this low energy of suffering and pain with both your physical body and your subtle bodies. From this you feel internal discomfort, apathy, dissatisfaction with life. You see around the terrible world, and someone even gets annoyed and experiencing anger. Your physical body suffers from this, and, as part of you, may even get sick. You are poisoning this low energy of suffering and pain not only with yourself, but with everyone around you, the whole world. You do not carry this light help, but radiate only blackness. And your family, the world in which you live, it becomes even harder. The world is already full of low energy, and you just add it. How to get out of this low energy, how to act, how to live. Once, my higher self said, just stop and hear yourself. It is necessary to really stop, to stop inside excitement and anxiety, heartfelt suffering for the whole world, for loved ones and relatives. At least for a moment, you can use a variety of energy practices to help. For example, to breathe light and then ask yourself, what can I do right now? If you feel that you need to do something right now, then do it without hesitation, believing in yourself, and your strength and capabilities. You will definitely be helped, as help is everywhere. Just trust what comes from the inside. If you feel that right now nothing depends on you, or the will of God, this is the experience and lessons of other people and they themselves must go through everything, then you need to accept everything and calm down. Tame your ego. How to live helping, and not suffering for all. And you already help, when you are not upset. Do not worry, do not worry, do not suffer from suffering for your loved ones and relatives, for the whole world. When bright energy comes from you, joy, inspiration, positive attitude, love for everything, acceptance, faith in a beautiful future, faith in the inner strength of all people, faith in divine justice. On the thin plane, these are streams of radiant and sparkling energy coming from you, and flying all over the world. These are luminous clouds that envelop you and everyone around you who have fallen into your energy field. This energy aligns, soothes, harmonizes and helps to connect everyone around to their own divine essence, and hear from it, and therefore find a way out of everything, realize their mistakes, and see their way. Living in high energy, and light and love, you will see a completely different world, where there is no suffering and pain, but only illusions in which people are confused, and suffer from it. The world with all is very honest and fair. Everything comes to us only according to merit, everything inside and outside. My dear ones, go to the new high vibration world, and help your radiant divine energy to everyone around you. My dear ones, humility is a wonderful divine energy, very high and pure, which soothes our violent and aggressive ego, makes it quiet and peaceful, like a loving home being. When we are in humility, it is very calm and easy inside. full confidence in your soul, universe. God is awakened, absolutely in everything. This is inner silence, this is wisdom, this is openness, this is happiness, this is boundless joy, this is acceptance, this is complete peace and tranquility, this is love of everything. Life often teaches us lessons of humility, because humility calms our ego and helps us return to ourselves. From this we begin to feel our true divine essence, the one that is hidden, as in a dungeon, behind the ego. Humility is an inner liberation, happiness, ease from the fact that a heavy burden falls, relief comes as the darkness of the ego falls off, a variety of poor qualities, all negative, and sincerity, cordiality, divinity are born. Many people know that humility helps to overcome everything, and any lessons can be easily passed. Accept and love everyone. When we are humble, we are not alone. And humility, we walk with God on earth, with peace in our heart and soul. But many people do not feel the divine power of their humility, joy, and happiness from Him, peace and tranquility, love for everything, do not understand its essence, since the problems in their lives do not go away, but only increase. They do not feel the presence of God beside them, that He is always there, always takes care of us, and we only need to trust Him. This happens only because humility in this case is not true, but the trick of the ego, false humility, humility in the victim, ego humility. This happens when we try to pacify ourselves, as if forcibly, to calm, to be spiritual, calm, harmonious, good, and right people. We fight with ourselves, but in reality we do not hear ourselves, our soul, God inside, as it is really necessary to do, but we do as all good, correct, spiritual people do, and inside everything is against, everything resists, everything boils. From this negative only accumulates in us. You can restrain yourself for a long time, tell yourself that everything is fine, create the appearance of harmony and love, but sooner or later this internal disagreement, irritation, resentment and other negative will accumulate and just explode. In such cases, we tell people everything that has accumulated inside, make a scandal or just emotionally suffer, fall into depression. This happens, for example, when a person annoys you with something, and you try to explain to yourself that he is beautiful, he is a divine being. You have to be calm to everything, and take everyone with love. You think that you are in humility, because you are humbled before a person, but in fact you want something completely different, to condemn, criticize, teach, say everything you think about him. Of course, in such humility, low energy does not go anywhere, it accumulates inside, and, sooner or later, it simply explodes and goes outside, and you express everything that has become painful and accumulated inside. True humility is humility, not for the situation itself, not for the person, but for the humility of himself, or rather his own ego. This humility is not external, but internal. For example, if a person annoys you, then there is no point in forcing yourself to accept him as he is, and by this trying to pacify himself by force. It is necessary to find a negative in yourself, that which pulls inside, for example, some of its low quality, because of which you do not see in this person a beautiful divine being. It can be pride, arrogance, envy, jealousy, disgust, impatience, resentment. For example, it annoys you that a person leads an immoral lifestyle, drinking, not working, not caring for the family. In fact, this is his personal experience, the desired experience of the soul. He came for him. When he enjoys it as much as he needs, he will want to change and change his whole life. The soul will want to go out into the light. And pride arises in us when we condemn and criticize other people, their choice, compare them with yourself, with your achievements and the way, regret, doubting that they can overcome everything. In fact, a person passes only the experience that can pass. He has enormous powers hidden inside. It is embedded in each of us. This is our divine part. When the time comes, and a person cannot live like this anymore. Everything, I don't want to live like this, I will change everything. Then it opens to the inner divine power, and can change absolutely everything. And it is necessary to pacify yourself in your own ego. In this example, pride, then the soul will become very calm and easy. There will be no irritation and rejection to this person. You will see in him just the soul, which came to know the low experience of the earth. It is her choice, because, knowing the very bottom, she will definitely want to go up. This is natural, but everything has its time. My dear ones, it is necessary to humble in ourselves only our own ego, since it is because of it that we do not see the true around, we do not feel our divine being, as well as all around, the divine being. We live without God, humbling his own ego. Our soul seems to come out of the shadow, come out into the light, and begins to shine. It shines not only in heaven, but shines right in us. We shine from the inside, and people react to this light, feel it, and pull even closer to us, to our spiritual warmth. My dear ones, let humility awaken within you. Only joy, only happiness, only love for everything, only unlimited acceptance of everything, only trust in God, our Creator, and this will lead you to the true awakening of your divine being. People often ask me questions. How often should I pray, and how many times? Which is better, to read prayers, or is it better than a mantra, or do you need to speak in your own words, addressing God or the light forces? How to understand that the words have come, that we are heard, and help in everything? My dear ones, the most important and effective prayer is not a set of memorized and beautiful phrases, but words pouring from the heart, from the bottom of my heart. It is they who have great power. Of course, these can be ready-made words, a well-known prayer, an appeal, a statement. The most important thing is that they should not just be read, but be said consciously, with feeling. When you feel, and are aware of every word, consciously pronounced words with feeling, wholeheartedly, addressed to God, are stronger than 1,000 insensitive prayers directed to Him. It is not important how much you pray, but how you pray. When you say your words consciously, you always feel, hear you or not, how to understand that your prayer words have reached. When your words reach you, you feel it with all your being. It cannot be described in words, but such kindness fills you, that you feel that you are not alone, you feel the divine presence next to you. These feelings are not confused with anything. Someone may feel that it just became easier for him, as if a heavy burden had fallen from his shoulders, and someone would feel indescribably beautiful peace and tranquility inside him, and someone would feel so good that tears of joy just flow from his eyes. Everything is very individual, but you will surely feel that your words have reached, will feel a wonderful response within yourself. I often hear from people, I feel that my words have reached God, but I do not see His help, as if He is ignoring me. God, all light forces, our guardian angels and spiritual mentors always hear us, when we open our hearts to them, when we speak sincerely, and with all our hearts. We absolutely always come to the rescue. I clearly see it, and there are simply no exceptions. But the divine powers bring us such help, which will benefit us, and not the one that our ego asks, or is waiting for, in order to fall into darkness even more. Many people simply do not see the help that comes to them every day, and often even meet it negatively, rejecting and complaining about life. But if a person learns to see everything in good, to try to see high meaning in everything, to accept with love everything that exists in life, then his world will turn into an amazing and magical game, an exciting and interesting journey. Self-knowledge. I will give a life example of how help comes to our requests from above, and how we can respond to it differently. Recently a very close person called me. She said that she had pulled her leg, and was even a little lame. She wanted to rub it with some strong ointment, so that everything would pass quickly. My dear, absolutely everything that comes into our life is a great blessing. You only need to consider it. I asked her, how did you pull your leg? What did you do before that? It turns out she was meditating, tuning into her soul, talking with God. Her desires were so pure that she rose very high. She asked God to free her from the low quality of fussiness that prevented her from living in harmony and love. She clearly felt that her words came, and felt an incredibly beautiful joy and inner peace. The meditation was over. She opened her eyes, and remembered that the guests would come soon, and she urgently needed to run and bake pies. She started fussing again. Stretching is the help that came to help her live consciously, and remind her not to fuss, but to live in harmony, inner peace and love. When she realized this, she was so grateful to God for His wisdom and love that she didn't even want to smear her foot, so that everything would pass quickly. She decided to live consciously, and accept this help for her spiritual development and growth. Her whole day turned into an amazing and interesting life, as she watched herself. Her fussiness and transformed her, and a slight stretch reminded her, and helped her overcome, purify and live in a new way, in harmony and love. Everything around is only a great blessing, but it is necessary to see it, and apply it correctly. Each of us is an invaluable creation of God, endowed with a multitude of abilities and gifts, and I wish you to feel this power in yourself, to believe in yourself, and in your abilities. Let the messages of the light forces help you do this. I wish you to become a bright firefly in the darkness of the three-dimensional world and lead people, awaken them from sleep with your positive inspiration, and, of course, love. Let these messages help you to do this together with all the forces of light. I wish you to feel the love and care of the angels, the ascended masters and all the light forces. Let this help your sacred heart to open, to fill to the very edges with unconditional love and shine even brighter. I wish you to know the world and all the facets of your multidimensional being, balance your karma, harmoniously overcome any obstacles in your path. Let messages and articles help you do this. I want you to experience light and love on this site, see important clues for yourself, get help from the light forces, and never stray from the intended path. I wish you to feel in the arms of God, to remember your own home, and your true essence. With love to all, Magda.